Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily cup of genre here on the Genreverse YouTube channel. I honestly don't know if I'm going to put this up on the podcast app, but the Daily Cog does usually go on the on all of your favorite podcast apps like Google, Spotify, Apple, and whatnot. So follow us on there if you ever do like to listen to podcasts. All of our other podcasts go up as well on the YouTube channel. You get anime reactions, trailer reactions. I've been doing live stream gaming for a bit, the occasional live daily cog. So a lot of really good reasons to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. So go ahead and do that. We do have merch. There's a link in the description box below for that. And of course, LRMonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, opinions, including stuff on the 2024 Crunchyroll Anime Awards, which I, Kyle Malone, will be voting on today. Whew, excuse me, sorry. I'm getting over a cold. Daily Cog's been gone for a while. We've had a really rough end of last year, beginning of this year, including getting sick twice, once with a stomach bug and now a upper respiratory cold type deal. So forgive me if I get out of breath. 2024 Anime Awards. Last year, we were lucky enough to do a live stream. Crunchyroll asked us to and provided snacks from, was it Sakura Co. or Boxu? One of those. I think it was Boxu. Anyways, and this year I get to cover them a little bit before the ceremony and after the ceremony, during the ceremony as well, we hope. I'm wearing my headphones today because I've actually got music in my ears. So yeah, a couple things about the Anime Awards. One, they're going to be on March 2nd, Saturday, March 2nd. And two, you can vote every day, essentially, starting yesterday through January 27th. Midnight Pacific time, and that's 3 a.m. Eastern time where I live. So yeah, if you're watching us on repeat, replay, whatever VOD, let us know what you voted for. In some of the big categories, you don't have to give all of them. There's quite a few categories, but yeah, I'm super excited. It was a lot of fun to be a part of this last year, and happy to do more. So yeah, you've got 9 days left. You can vote once a day. As far as voting, here's the funny thing about anime consumption for us this year versus years past. Years past, we watched way more than we did last year, and that's because of the fear of missing out on reaction things. This year, we're going back to watching more stuff off camera, but we're going to do more reviews for those that we watch off camera. So when it comes to all these categories, I'm going to do my best to say, hey, what I think actually deserves the win. And sometimes it'll be what I'm voting for, and other times it won't. And if I haven't seen enough or seen any in that category, then I'll have to skip it. I wrote the article on LRM Online for all of this, so please do check that out. Hopefully I'll link it in the description box later, because I'm not going to edit this now, but lrmonline.com. So I know some of these nominations already, but I honestly don't remember them all. So let me turn off my super dark mode. I had that on for some of the other web pages, and let's get into this. This is a category, the best voice artist performance in English. There is only one that I've actually heard. I have not watched any of these other shows, and I've watched 3 of these in Japanese. I've not watched any of them. I've seen parts of Demon Slayer, so I'll say 4. But I didn't watch any of these in English this year. Ryan Colt Levy as Denji is the only English voice actor I heard. So I can't honestly say whether or not he's the best, but since I actually watched it, I'm voting for it. I'm sure there's better ones out there, but that's that's what I got to do because that's the only one I saw. Or heard, I should say. And hello to those of you that have joined me live. Thank you guys very, very much. Oh, I forgot to put in my email. There we go. You guys, if you have any questions or comments, you want to write me at my official LRM email. There it is, KyleM at lrmonline.com. Excuse me. So yeah, again, I'm not saying Ryan Colt Levy deserves it for Dingy. It's the only one I saw. You know what I'm saying now? Johnny and Austin, I know those names, of course, but I didn't hear them in these roles. So it is what it is, right? All right. Next category. No, we're not going anime of the year. We're going to work backwards, right? Now, I did watch a lot of anime. I did watch a lot in Japanese, most of it. However, I did not watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I have not seen Attack on Titan in years. And Bocchi the Rock is one that we definitely want to react to. So we have not watched it yet. Big music fan. I've got a FLCL tattoo, freaking like half sleeve right here. And that's one of my biggest things is why that's one of my favorite anime is because of the music and the pillows doing the soundtrack, and the pillows helped lead me into my discovery of much of my music collection these days from Japan and even other parts of Asia, because it opened me up to, hey, they do more similar things than I realized. So as far as voice actors, Luffy, great, fine, it fits. I think One Piece works best as a manga. Secondly, if you're going to introduce someone to One Piece, I think if they're Westerners and they're not into comics manga, they should go with the live action, because the anime can be really rough to get into. Anya's great, and I'm a little bit biased for the voice actress because they also do the voice for Frieren, which is a great series. We're reacting to that. And she's awesome as Anya. She's awesome as Frieren. The voice actor that played Dingy has a very unique attitude and outlook on life. There's a simplicity there, but there's also a depth to his emotion and some of the things that he gets to feel throughout the series. So I think both of them did really good. This is one where I doubt my pick is actually the best voice artist performance, but it's the one that I enjoyed the most, and that's going to be Anya. So we're going to go with that. Forgive me, guys. if you disagree, like I said, I'm going to be honest whether or not I think they're the ones that deserve the W. But yeah, ending sequence. Okay. There's been a lot of really good endings recently, and one of the things that I didn't do yesterday while I was looking through when I was looking through all of these was look up some of these endings. So why don't we go ahead and let me make sure that I can safely do this. I'm not going to be able to play the audio, of course, but I will go ahead and try to will this work? Yeah, we'll use the trailer window. And I will take this tab for right now over here so I can see which ones I'm looking up. And this is something I can actually look at. JJK ending. So let's look this and see what we see what I think. Is there an official one? Is this it? This might be it. Let me see, because this says for sure it is. Okay, so yeah. Let's look at this official one from Toho Animation, and I'm gonna scope out the ending here, the sequence, the art, and whatnot. I like the art style there. And I know I'm not going to be able to give a fair assessment, but I also don't want to get any copyright claim stuff. I mean, this is fine. I'm sure there's probably a lot more to this if you are a fan of the series, and this is one that I might be reacting to. I might be doing JJK on my own here in the near future. Maybe once I start feeling better. Okay, so we got that one. Now, uh, um, Spy Family's second ending with Yama was phenomenal. I think it was one of the best ones that they've had. I like Yama. They're uh, on my playlist. Um, this was a really good one. I love the art style in it. Not, I mean, yeah, sure, the characters and all that's mostly the same, but I mean more like the cinematography in it, like the shots, the design of the shots and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. What else do we have? Zom 100 ending. Zom 100, we were doing reactions to them, and unfortunately, the production thing got in the way. We still owe two more reactions to that. I love the opening for Zom 100. And I mean, the ending was all right. I remember it well enough. What about this Chainsaw Man uh, ending? Let's remind myself about that one real quick. Neo, there we go. Let's see. Ah, yes. Now, Chainsaw Man had several. It had different endings for all the episodes. Um, my favorite song out of all of them is Vondi's Chainsaw Blood, but this was a great ending as far as the art, the video side of things. Not a bad song, just not my favorite. Ooh, this might be my pick, guys. This might be my pick now that I've been reminded which one it is. This might be my pick. Um, did I watch Gundam Witch from Mercury? I've watched parts of it. And every Spy Family ending are better. No, you watch your mouth. Mixed Nuts was an amazing opening, both visually and song wise. But I agree that the endings have generally been better. And thank you, Mo, for dropping in and joining in the chat. What else do we got? We have Koi Kogare. Whoop. Demon Slayer ending. Seventh ending of Chainsaw Man. Which one was that? Because I don't remember them uh, all. Okay, this is a nominee. I mean the song, but we're supposed to be looking at it as a sequence, right? So it's like a combination of things, not just the song, and it's just a bunch of still frames from the show. Um, I'm not sure I feel that one. And then of course Oshinoko, which had, we all know that Oshinoko's gonna get anime song of the year, and it's gonna get the uh what's the other one? The opening. It's going to get the opening sequence award. I'm trying to make sure I play off of like the official channels, but I'm having issues finding that here. So yeah, we'll just click on that one and see what I remember about this. Uh yeah, no, we're voting. We're doing Chainsaw Blood here. Let me bring my voting tab back over. We're doing Chainsaw, or not Chainsaw Blood, Chainsaw Man. Told you I really like that song. The puke episode. Yeah. That was a great one. Uh, that I remember. I was having to do a solo reaction to that one. I'm definitely voting for Chainsaw Man. Best ending sequence, by far my favorite. And as far as I could tell, just looking at those, there might be something more in meaning with the JJK sequence, but Chainsaw Man, hands down, no questions asked. All right, best opening sequence. So here's the deal. I don't even have to look through all of these because these four I 100% remember greatly, and I can talk and think and mention them. Idol's gonna win this, whether it deserves to or not. It was wildly popular in and out of Japan, and I know it was heavily popular in Japan from what we saw on the internet and we're told. So it's gonna win it, but does it deserve it? Here's my rebuttals to why it might not. Um, Kickback is an amazing opening. Why is it an amazing opening? All of the movie references I freaking love. Um, as I'm trying to bring it up. And sure, when you're talking about the stupid ads, no, I don't use ad blocker. I as a creator, I get paid by ad revenue. Well, I don't. Genreverse gets paid as a by ad revenue. Um, but you can't get ad revenue if you don't watch if ads aren't watched. So I actually don't use ad blocker, but I love the references. I love the design of it. And sure, you could be like, well, they're not creative with their shots or anything because they're taking this inspiration from movies, but not all of it is movie references. I love this sequence. It's a great song as well. It's got a good funky riff to it, and I know we're talking about sequences again, not just songs, but as a total package, in my opinion, this works better. This works better than um, uh, Idol does, and that's not saying Idol isn't good. In that same sense, Song of the Dead, the Zom 100 OP is great. It's hilarious. Once it was finally finished and the full thing was up and running for us, I love this. Even my son watched this, thought it was hilarious. Just like the series, it's bright, it's colorful, it's full of movement and comedy. The dancing number is great. It really captures the essence of what Zom 100 is, except when it's a like advertisement for traveling Japan. I don't think it captures that. There's the RV, so maybe it does. This to me, like Idol has what it is. It works because of what Oshinoko is and the whole Idol industry. And let's face it, Yoasobi is an amazing musical act. They're on my playlist throughout. I love how they work off of like literature and letters and short stories and things for their songs. But I still enjoyed this one more, even though Oshinoko, much better show overall. Kinjo, man. Much better show overall, in my opinion. I still enjoy this OP more. And Hell's Paradise was fun, but I would really be stuck between Kickback and Song of the Dead. And while I love to laugh, I love to laugh with a bit of gore as well. And I'm a huge movie buff. That's why I got my start at LRM online being a writer before I helped create this mighty genre verse is because of my love of movies. So best opening sequence for me, completely biased here, Chainsaw Man, but we all know Idol is gonna win. Whoops. No, go back. Gotta actually hit that vote button. Okay, best score. Now, this is one that I saw yesterday. Give me one moment. This is one that I saw yesterday while I was writing up the article. And I think it's kind of unfair to put the movie Suzume in there along with all of these shows. When you start thinking score, that's a little bit different than like the soundtrack with songs with lyrics and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people that vote on some of these things necessarily will break it down like that. So you have something like Bocchi the Rock with all of the band's music itself, not just background music score and things like that. And then you have Suzume, a movie with music done by Radwimps, which is a band that I absolutely love. They've worked with Shinkai on that was their third movie. They did Weathering and Your Name as well. It's not fair to put that against other things. I like Chainsaw Man and I like Oshinoko. And Suzume, while I had some issues with it, it was more of it suffered from what came before it. Not that it was bad in any way, but man, am I not partial to Radwimps. I really don't know what will win this one. I know people have feelings for Attack on Titan. I know Bochi the Rock is got a dedicated fan base that talks about it. Oshinoko's gonna get people that are super excited for like the bumper music and the opening song, but Suzume actually might honestly deserve it, but I don't know if it's fair to put it up there, a movie with these other series. But hey, I'm gonna give it my vote. I really do enjoy the music from that movie, and I highly suggest you guys watch it. So, best anime song, we all know what's gonna win. Idol's gonna win. I mean, is anyone doubt that? Anyone at all? And I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying, hey, we know it's going to win. Suzume is a great song by Radwimps. It's, again, I'm not quite sure how I feel counting movies with series. Not saying it's wrong, but it's kind of weird to me. I like Kickback. It's actually on my playlist. Idol isn't. We're gonna go with the gore stuff. I'm gonna go with the Chainsaw Man. So there's that. But Idol's likely to win that one. And hey, it's super popular for a reason. Now, when I was writing the article yesterday. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I should have had the big screen up, guys. I apologize for that. You don't need to see my big ugly face when you need to see these images and whatnot. I just had the small window for when I was looking at ending sequences. I was writing the article and I saw that, Anya on there, she won last year. Pochita was weird. It's like if you've seen Chainsaw Man. Does this and I have not read manga, but anime only. Does this category fit Pochita? But when I saw Miri, that was it. Miri, hands down, must protect at all costs. Sacrifice them all. It does not matter. And why? Buddy Daddies was so underrated. Much like Licorice Recoil last year, winning Best Original Anime, this should be a contender. It's absolutely great. It got buried under the pier, or whatever the phrase is. It died in the shadow of Spy Family and Anya. But Miri is so much more realistic. We did reactions, my wife and I, and we're parents. We did reactions to Buddy Daddies. I did the first couple by myself, I think, because it was Buddy Daddies, not Buddy Mommy. And no, I'm joking. But it's great. I love it. Miri is, while still exaggerated for entertainment, Miri was a very realistic child, and it was hilarious and frightening and so much fun to do that. So if you liked Buddy Daddies, you can actually head over here on the Genreverse after you're done and go to the playlists tab, and in here is our Buddy Daddies reactions. You could check those out if you want to see a couple of parents of a 9-year-old at the time reacting to it. There you go. So Miri, 100% must protect at all costs. She better freaking win. You know what, Afro Owl? I'm not against. Why can't we have all three? I kind of like the idea of the must protect because of the way it's worded, but I am not against the idea of bringing back Best Boy and Best Girl by any means I'm not against it by any means. By any means necessary is a completely different phrase. Sorry about that. You will bring it back or else. Now, um, yesterday when I was writing the article, I was thinking about this, and I've already got my answer. I cannot speak on most of these. I mentioned I have not seen Jujutsu Kaisen, but I will be. I plan on doing reactions to that. They might start out and might remain only me. Christine's not much into the fighting thing. But if I think it's something she'll get into, then I'll tell her, and she'll usually trust my judgment, and she'll try it. So I can't judge on those. Those two are there. Attack on Titan I haven't seen in years. I got tired of waiting back after season one. I know, stupid me, but now that it's done, I hope to get back to it. But my answer is going to be Kana. If you watched Oshi no Ko, you should have like found Kana to be one of the most engaging characters. Someone that has this unique insider view of the industry. Someone that has survived within it for a very long period of time, but she's not completely detached from a personal side. She's both vicious and caring. She's both naive and cunning. She is a very well done character. Power's just fun. But I honestly, I mean, I think a lot of Oshi no Ko hinged on moments with Kana. So I'm going to go with Kana on this. And Afro Owl says yours would be Power. Look, I think Power was great to pair with Denji. The episode where they're being trained and they both put on the glasses. They play so well off each other. They are a great duo. But Chainsaw Man feels so much more of an ensemble type cast. I don't know if I would call Power a supporting character, while I think Kana really is like that definition of the supporting character. Like I said, she's pivotal almost, you know. I'm gonna go with Kana, but I love Power. I really do, and I love her and Denji together and them annoying the crap out of Aki. I can't wait for more Chainsaw Man one day. I know we're getting the movie. So yeah. Best main character. And this is one of those where I have not seen enough to say that who I would pick is deserving of it, because, well, out of all of these so far, Eren, Denji, and Luffy, but I haven't watched Eren in years. Luffy, I mean, I know he changes, but does he ever really change? And Denji is definitely not best main character whatsoever. I mean, out of these, I know Vinland Saga is incredibly well loved. That's one Christine and I want to do reactions to, so look forward to that in the future. And Mob Psycho is another one that people keep telling us to watch. That might be one that we're watching in. And we'll do a review, not necessarily reactions. And I've mentioned Bocchi the Rock being something that I want to watch because, again, love music. I cannot in good conscience pick a best main character. I can't. I'm sorry. It's not going to be Luffy. It's not going to be Denji. It's not going to be Eren. From what I've seen, I know one of those others deserve it. What do you guys think? Who do you think is best main character right now? Out of these six for the season, who do you guys think? Because I don't think I can pick one. In all good honesty, so I'm gonna skip it. gonna skip it for now, but in the comments or in chat, let me know who you guys think best main character out of these six. Best slice of life. I asked Christine to watch Insomniacs after school with me, and we never got around to it. We actually didn't watch any. I mean, Freerun is next year technically, but that's kind of sort of slice of life. We did watch. It's going to come up in best drama. What is it? The wedding, My Happy Marriage, or whatever. That's not even. Yeah, we didn't really watch any slice of life this year, so I kind of have to skip this one as well. But I do think that something like Bocchi the Rock might win this. What do you guys think on that? Is this one likely to win? Too subjective question. Plus, from writing quality perspective, they don't equal percentage of writing shown in anime. You mean for best character? Mini Bubblegum? Best drama is one that we can definitely talk about. I have thoughts on My Happy Marriage. I wasn't that happy with it. I liked the premise when it was when Christine and I first started watching it. I felt the sci-fi twist took away from it, or fantasy twist, whatever you want to say. I felt that took away from it, and I really wish they had focused more on this. Chainsaw Man is one season, others have more seasons. That's a good point as far as getting back on that best main character and who's been more well developed and stuff like that. So good point, Many. You think Bocchi is definitely winning, but you'd vote Skip and Loafer. That was the other one that was on my mind that might get it, because it looked and felt like that show that just had that dedicated fan base. They just weren't necessarily as vocal, and that it was really, really good. But yeah, Bocchi the Rock is on the radar. Back to My Happy Marriage. If they had really focused on the marriage aspect and the idea of them bringing out the better in each other, him helping her recover from the trauma, her helping him find a softer and better way, I think that would have been a much more engaging story for me. I started losing interest. Christine seemed to like it a lot more than I did. And not only that, but even with the like family politicking where they're trying to, Game of Thrones it. I'm not saying that this was inspired by that, but just for context, it kind of petered out, and I didn't quite feel it. Oshinoko had a lot of really amazing drama in it. Some serious topics are covered in there, ranging from depression, anxiety, to suicide. And by all means, if anyone out there is feeling tough, there are resources. Please look them up, find them, and utilize them. It covered a lot of serious issues, and it did it well. And I know To Your Eternity is really a drama, and Vinland Saga is a drama, and I know Attack on Titan can get dramatic, but I often can only remember it as kind of like this action thing with drama. I think I'm gonna go with Oshinoko simply because that's what I liked best. But I think Vinland Saga has a pretty happy crowd, and people really, really enjoyed season 2 and keep telling me, hey, watch Vinland Saga. I loved season 2. It's so good. So it's on the list, on the radar. Hopefully I can get Christine trained up. I know I've been saying it for a few months. Those of you that watch the channel, hopefully I can get her editing soon, and that will enable us to do a lot more. Imagine if I could get Brian to edit as well. 3 of us editing? Ooh, all for free? You have to pay a lot of money to get 3 editors in this world. Oh, Afro Owl says, I'm so right, me, about my happy marriage. I, them, really don't care about the supernatural stuff. Yeah, it's the way I felt. Best fantasy. Mushoku Tensei is going to get my vote. I'm just going to say that because I freaking loved it. Mashal, Magic and Muscles lost me in two ways in advertising. Trailers, which I try never to really just go solely off of, because trailers for anime and video games can be very not conducive to conveying things. I don't want to say well, but differently. Like when I think of trailers, great trailers, I start thinking of like the Avengers Endgame trailer, which was freaking phenomenal. But anime trailers don't quite do the same. So Magic and Mashal and a clip where I was just like, I am not feeling this. Ranking of Kings is something that I really actually do want to get into. Christine liked Ancient Magus's Bride. Hell's Paradise was fun, enjoyed it overall. But best fantasy, no. Demon Slayer, I haven't seen all of it by any means necessary. I haven't even seen a full season's worth, so I can't say, but I know it looks good. But Mushoku Tensei, guys, that season, the first part of season 2, I mean, it's Rudy gets his groove back, right? And I know a lot of people have issues with Rudy, and they might not have seen the whole arc, and I'm not defending his actions whatsoever. I'm defending story, like just story being told, not actual actions or anything like that. This season was just phenomenal, from the stuff that went down with Sarah there in the beginning, to when he finds that chick that he knew from before with the mask, to the end results. Man, Mushoku Tensei was on point, and I'm voting for it. I freaking loved it. What do you guys got going on in some of these categories? Best action, again. I've seen clips from this, from the actual specials and finals. I've seen recent One Piece. I have not seen JJK any of season 2 because it's been on the radar for reaction. Again, be on the lookout. I will hopefully be starting that in the near future. What do we got? Mushoku Tensei lost again to Demon Slayer. You don't know what to say. Yeah, it sucks. Bleach, I didn't like Bleach back when it was like on Toonami and stuff like that. It was one of those that never really got me. Chainsaw Man, however, I can talk about it. And again, I am not necessarily saying this is the absolute best. This is one of those where I'm purely voting on my own biasness. I love blood and gore. I love the movies. I love everything they did in Chainsaw Man. I even when there's CGI, it was noticeable still. I mean, there's no denying that because they use it a lot in movement, but it seemed a little bit more judicious, if that makes sense. So while it's still, yes, it's CGI, you're like, I get it. And it's well done. The roughest one was the in the puke episode, Afro, or no, Mo was talking to me about the puke episode. Sorry about that. That had some of the roughest CGI, and it was because of the movement. And I know they were trying to do that like POV type shot, but that's not really an action shot, is it? All the blood, guts, the fights were freaking phenomenal. The fight on the freaking rooftop, man. And you know the one I'm talking about, after the really, really bad thing happened. Rest in peace. I'm trying to make sure I don't spoil things, but Chainsaw Man has some great action in there, guys. And I'm not saying that JJK doesn't, and I know Demon Slayer is known for its action. You don't know about One Piece, but all the other options are full of blood. Yeah, yeah. I am not denying blood is not in Attack on Titan. Don't know about JJK. One Piece, we know how that is. And Demon Slayer, I'm sitting here like I know blood splatter. I've seen cuts and stuff, but does it have gore? And it's not just that the gore is winning. I legitimately think that Chainsaw Man has great action, but it is a bias for it that is causing me to vote for this. I don't necessarily know if it is indeed the best. So, but it's getting my vote today. Um, Best comedy. So we've got a few here that we can definitely talk about. All three of these, I've 100% enjoyed. Again, wanting to react to this, it's done by Cloverworks, which is great. This remake, guys, is this good? Um, uh, Urusei, I am not going to try to pronounce it correctly today. My brain is not functioning well enough for it, as you guys have seen. I've heard that it's good, but is it good? Does anyone know? Should we check this out? I have seen episodes of the original from forever ago. JJK season 2 and Bleach is way bloodier and full of gore, deaths than Chainsaw Man. Ooh. Again, I wasn't a big Bleach fan back on the Toonami days, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be. More blood and guts? I don't remember it being that bloody. Anyways, let's talk about these three. Buddy Daddies is funny in the context of being a parent. It makes it even funnier, I'm sure, than some people when they were watching it. I think the dynamic is great. I love what they do in showing, much like Spy Family does, the adoptive family dynamic and how your family is more than just DNA. Zom 100 has an amazing comedy sense. This I don't know what it's like in an actual apocalypse, but I do know, and this will sound kind of weird. I do know the sense of joy in the simplicity of tomorrow might not come, or that the only thing I really need to be concerned about is just staying alive. I don't need to worry about bills. I don't have to worry about making it to or from work. How do you know what that feels like, Kyle? Are you talking about childhood? No, I'm actually talking about deployment to a combat zone. So story time. We'll take a quick break from the voting so I can give you guys a little context here. When you're in the military and you especially have a good support system back home, whether that's a spouse or trustworthy parents or whatnot, you don't have much to worry about downrange other than doing your job for the day and being and staying alive, right? Your bills are automatically paid, or someone back home is taking care of it. You're not worried about rent. You're not having to worry about feeding the dog. You don't even have to worry about your laundry, because you're going to take it to a contractor and drop it off every 3 or 4 days, and they're going to wash it and dry it and give it back to you in a bag. You literally just need to be where you're supposed to be, do what you're supposed to do, and stay alive. Zom 100 actually kind of grabs that type of freedom, but applies it to where you're not necessarily, wearing 80 pounds of gear and uniform, more like 50 pounds, 60 pounds of gear and uniform, out in the middle of the desert and getting blown up. It's a bit different, but I understand that type of simplicity, man. There are times when I would come back and home would feel more stressful because all of the other responsibilities that are there, it's like, yeah, sure, staying alive and staying hydrated can be tough work, but boy, all the little stuff sucks, and Zom 100 really captures that. I'm actually having a hard time picking between the three. Uh, Spy Family season one, core two, it wasn't necessarily the strongest. I enjoyed it. I really did. But Zom 100 and Buddy Daddies both are great comedies, and I'm really having a hard time picking between the two because I can relate to them both in different ways. Minnie tells me Bleach was censored before, but modern Bleach doesn't have any of the filler and censorship. Is that you recommending I retry it? I'm not against it. I am always happy to find something new to love. Man, now that I kind of thought about Zom 100 in that sense, but Buddy Daddies, man, I am a parent through and through. That is my favorite job I've ever had in my entire life. And the army used to occasionally let me blow stuff up, and yet I would still choose being a dad. Uh, you can vote more than once. Today, I'm voting Buddy Daddies. You watch everything here. Bochi is definitely the funniest. Hey, I'm hoping that it is amazingly funny and enjoyable when we get to it. Um, but today I voted Buddy Daddies. But tomorrow I could have and potentially might vote for Zom 100. Best romance isn't even on here. Did they not watch Rent a Girlfriend? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Christine and I haven't even finished season 3. We enjoyed season 1. Season 2 had its moments, and then season 3 we're kind of like, yeah, we can catch it later. The original Horimiya, absolutely loved. Started trying to watch part 2, um or the missing pieces, not part 2. Kind of got thrown off by the animation for a bit. Need to get back and try to watch it. I'm not calling it bad, but it was rougher than we had remembered. It lacked texture. It felt. Christine kind of compared it to Devil as a part timer, core season 1, core 1 to core 2, um, where just all of a sudden it felt very. I don't want to call it matte, but I don't know what other phrase to use other than it was lacking texture, and missing pieces kind of felt like that. Basically, what I'm going to say is that Tomo-chan and My Happy Marriage and Horimiya are the only ones that I can really like comment on, and I don't think any of those at all deserve best romance. Tomo-chan was fun. Horimiya, the original, was great. It's got two of the hottest moments ever in anime. One, when the girl in the English dub, she talks in first person. I don't remember if she does that in Japanese sub because I've only seen a little bit in sub of Horimiya. But when she's like, "Hey, I'll go after Morimiya myself," and she's like, "The hell you won't! I want him now." That's hot, totally awesome. And then when she's chewing on the clay flavored candy that what's his name brought over, and Morimiya takes it from her in a kiss, like that is totally like the hottest kiss ever in anime, right? Like hot. Love it, love it. My wife and I love Horimiya, but didn't see enough of missing pieces to judge on it. If it was the original, would probably get that. And I've already explained my issues with my happy marriage. I asked Christine to watch Insomniacs with me. She said no. Now there's that other one that deals with like a young man and a woman. I think she might be a vampire or something like that. It was on High Dive. That's another one that I would like us to give a try. So I'm not voting on best romance. You guys tell me what you think works. The green haired boy still your favorite from Horimiya. He's so underrated. I know which one he was. Was he the one that liked Hori as well? I know the green haired girl is standing out in my mind quite a bit. She liked the dude that ends up with the more bubbly pink haired girl, if I'm remembering correctly. Best art direction. Man, we've got a lot of really good choices here because even though these are the four that I have seen well more than enough or completed to speak on them, I've seen enough clips, images, trailers, and stuff to know that these are all pretty good contenders. Whew. And I know that there's been production issues, of course. Man, guys, that it is a lot of really good competition here, and this is one of those where my appreciation of blood, guts, and gore doesn't necessarily win out for something like Chainsaw Man because I absolutely love Zom 100's uh, 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 method, man. I dig it. I love the tone when you've got the more serious and Tendo in distress. I love the texture, the film feel that has versus the bright colorful world of the undead that he inhabits elsewhere. The use of colors for the blood and guts I think is a wonderful choice. I freaking love it. Hell's Paradise had a lot of really good work, imagery as well, and its color palette fit like Chainsaw Man. I've discussed quite a bit. You guys know how I feel about it. It's got that texture. It's got that feel. It's not perfect, but God, is it not close? Oshinoko, man, it's got a great approach to the way it visually tells its story as well. Um, really engaging character faces, really engaging backgrounds, really engaging everything. Just you've got a lot of really great things going on visually through all of these. But I think what I like to look at most and what I think really works well is Zom 100. I do. I really enjoy it. I think I've convinced myself. I'm going to give it to Zom 100, and that's not saying that any of these aren't deserving, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna go with Zom 100 for today. Now, best cinematography is a bit different than what we are just seeing on the screen. It's how we're seeing it on the screen. How is it presented? How is it filmed? Um, I mean, God dang it, Kyle, just freaking vote for Chainsaw Man and move on. Look, is it fair? Is it let's see, all the mini bubblegum says all the series were made by top professionals in the industry. There is no clear difference in your eyes. What a cop out. No, I get it. I get it. I get that sentiment. Um Chainsaw Man is a cinematic series, and I don't mean that it is. Oh my God, this is peak cinema. No, it's inspired by and seems to want to. It aspires to be cinematic and movie like. Um, I have seen lots of fights. I won't say lots. I've seen fights from Demon Slayer that do look phenomenal. Attack on Titan as well. Seeing even clips, some of the final clips and some of the big fights. I get it. Seeing that on a large screen, on a large format, seeing that on like IMAX would have been phenomenal. Vinland Saga, from what I have seen from that, just screams this is this could have been a freaking high budget live action series easily. I get it. I really do. There is a lot of really great, well put together shots throughout many of these, whether it's a fight or a dramatic scene. Um, but there's there's the but. Mini Bubblegum says Chainsaw Man definitely has the best cinematography in anime and manga. It literally is Fujimoto's specialty. I'm giving it to Chainsaw Man. That was my butt. I gave everyone their due, I think, and I mean those words legitimately. Uh, but I do. I think Chainsaw Man, like I said, it was cinematic in multiple layers, and one of the ways that, in aspiring to be that, it had really well done sequences, shots, everything. Think about even simple shots. Like you start thinking about Aki's morning routine and the way that was filmed, so to speak. And I mean, yeah, you take anyways. Phenomenal, man. Not everything has to be about the world's best angle or swooping crane shot. I mean, sometimes those are it. Other times it's just about how amazingly well it is framed and how well the sequences are put to. Yeah. I'm doing it. Chainsaw Man. Who we are moving right along. Best director. Oh, look at this. You can actually click on some things here. All right, so direction. Let me actually read that because, like, I understand directing, of course, in theater, television, movies, and I understand a bit of animation direction in things like Western animation, Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks animated. Central important, but anime is one where I'm not as familiar with all of the positions, if they are direct translations of what I think of when I think of an animation director on something from the West. So I'm going to actually read this and central importance directors work behind the scenes conveying vision to animators, makes sense, making critical decisions, very very similar creative aspects of production. Okay. It sounds similar. Here's the thing. I don't know what any of these. I don't know what their original intent was. You know what I'm saying? I've never watched interviews with the directors of this, so that's one of those things where, like say a James Gunn. I have enough things that I've seen James Gunn do, dating back to like his days with Trauma, to his stuff in the comic book field, to be like, you know what? I don't feel there was enough gunness in there. That feels like the studio got in there. So I can definitely talk on how well these series showed up and how well they played out, but I don't know if that matched the intent. Does that make sense? Tommy, thank you for joining. Earlier, you were the one that said Buddy Daddies is better than Spy Family, which I think I did agree with. You said Bocchi's director kept doing bangers, now doing free run. Ooh, if that's any, are you serious? Are you serious? Free run's director did Bocchi. Hey, Christine. What? Hey, we gotta watch this Bocchi the Rock series. Okay. I didn't mean to scare you. Well then, look for that here in the near future. You put together music, something that a lot of people have spoken positively about, and then say, hey, someone that's directing this other show that you really, really dig, did it. Yeah. Like I said, it was already on. It was already on the radar. Bochi anime was an upgrade compared to the source. Interesting. Back to what I was saying. What I was trying to contextualize. Uh, I don't know how well I can honestly speak on this because it feels weird. Uh, Best director. Um, because whenever you get your Oscars or Golden Globes or any movie or television Emmys where you're talking best director, I have context. You know what I'm saying? Here, I don't have context because I don't even know the other things that they have done, and I could take time to look it up, but the stream's already been going on for where are we at, an hour. Um, so I'm gonna cop out. I'm just gonna give it to Chainsaw Man. No, I'm not gonna just give it to Chainsaw Man. Um, these are the two that I would be able to say, I like the way they turned out, but I don't have that context. So my cop out is I'm going to skip it because it's not fair for me. You know, I really if I wanted to pick my favorite, I mean, it doesn't feel like a fair category. You know what I'm saying? Whichever anime direction I like the most. That doesn't feel right though. I feel like I gotta have context for it when it's a person. Like when there's a person involved, I feel like I need context. When it's just the show or the something like what it looks like or sounds like, you know. Why no free run? Because XYX free run will be up there for next year. It started too late for selection for this year's. Free run better be winning everything, cleaning freaking house. Unless it just falls apart over the next few weeks, it better freaking clean house. Character design. Now, here is one that we can talk about for ages. Let me start off with a couple things. I can't talk about JJK. I've seen the characters. From what I see, they're fine. Like, character designs are cool. I know they got some weird, supernatural looking things in there. Looks good. I can't say it looks bad. I can't say it looks phenomenal. It looks fine. Demon Slayer. I've seen several of the characters. They're not bad design, they're not bad drawn, they're just not that appealing to me, but I don't have much context outside of clips of stuff online. Trigun is something that I really liked, the original. I'm getting some messages here. These awards don't make sense in the first place. The categories don't make sense to you. Totally subjective. Yeah. Plus, number one is watching all the series. Yeah, you should watch as much as you want. I find awards like these where people get to vote on them to be somewhat more fun than your discussions on, say, Oscars, especially when you learn like. There used to be a podcaster here on the Genreverse and LRM, Nick Dahl, and used to do Breaking Geek Radio, and he worked in Hollywood and told some stories about the Oscars and that voting. I mean, we all know that people buy votes and stuff like that, but sometimes the cards aren't even filled out by the person it's supposed to be filled out. They might only pick the one that they want to, best picture, director, or whoever, they're backing, and then they'll hand off the card to someone else and be like, fill this out. And it's kind of like really depressing. Like, stupid. So what I was saying, Trigun, I like the original. I do not dislike CGI. I think CGI can be used very well. I do get upset when it looks so. It's in the movement. And there's a lot of movement in Trigun Stampede, but I have heard that it is definitely worth a watch. I might be able to settle into the animation. I wasn't one of those where it was like, oh, it's stupid, it's bad because of it. It was just like, it's not visually appealing to me. Even if it turns out to be good, it still is not visually appealing to me. Hell's Paradise has some great character design. I think it's got a lot of really engaging. I don't want to keep using the word design, but traits and from some of the creatures to the bugs to some of the more disturbing things that happens with the flowers coming out of people. The I think I mentioned the monsters, the human characters themselves, the criminals. There's a lot there. Uh, Chainsaw Man, Mini Bubblegum says that they love Chainsaw Man's character design. I do as well. From Power and Dingy's Chainsaw Man form. Uh, Aki, the all of the little demons, like everything about Chainsaw Man is great. The attention to Makima and the eyes and everything that you need for that character to come alive with so little emotion in the face ever really shown. Chainsaw Man is great. Oshinoko as well. But it's not like Oshinoko is amazing. It's good, but is it anything like, does it stand out? When I look at all of these, legitimately, they might all have good character design and none of them might be bad. But what is best, what is most unique, what really stands out and executes the intent well? I mean, I gotta give it to Chainsaw Man. Best animation. I mean, everything that I've said before brought up to here, right? When we talk about all of it that comes together, from the art direction and cinematography, we start talking about the character design and everything coming together into how it starts moving, right? Is that what they're talking about? Stunning ways bring their stories to life, the style, the visual spectacle, immersing. So yeah, like I said, we're bringing it all together and seeing it move together. Well, considering how much I have already said about Chainsaw Man, I would have to pretty much give it to Chainsaw Man. Um, so I will. Yeah, I already I already had said so much, right? I love when people vote because the facts like you. Well, there's been times where I've said, hey, this is my biased feeling on it. I try to be as objective on a subjective thing as you can when I can, and there were definitely ones where my bias, I know it's not going to win, and that some of the ones where it was like, this is the only thing I've seen, so I'm going to vote for it. Others definitely deserved it. I'm hoping to see things just based on what people have said, like Vinland Saga winning some of their categories. I hope it goes beyond Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, and it sucks so bad that we've got to deal with Attack on Titan for one more year. One more. And then that's it. No more ever again, right? Right? Please, Lord. No, it's fine. I want to get back to it. So I mentioned this earlier as far as best original anime. I've already got my pick. You guys should know it. How do you guys feel about Mobile Suit Witch from Gundam, the Witch from Mercury Gundam? I know it's technically original, but I mean, is something original? If it, I mean, like, if you do a Star Wars story that doesn't mention Palpatines or Skywalkers or Solos, could you consider that an original thing? I don't know. Anyways, that's one of those interesting ones. Buddy Daddies. Look, last year, Licorice Recoil won, and I thought that was great. I loved Licorice Recoil. It is not like a groundbreaking, like, oh my god, it will change your life, but it is such a fun watch. And oh my god, Chisoto. Oh god, I feel like I'm messing up her name. I am so sorry because every time I say Chi, the only thing that comes to mind is freaking Chobits. But her and Takina, great together. Love the series. But Buddy Daddies this year, this was such a freaking sleeper, and it sucks that it got under the shadow of Spy Family, because this is an amazing single dose treat. Like you watch this one season and that's the story. I freaking love it. Let's see here. Mini Bubblegum says really good. Witch of Mercury. It is original since this is not from Maine, but you see again, it's an established IP. That's my only thing. Like I know there's not a I know there's not like a manga source material, but there's an IP source. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. Just a bit. But I'm going to go with Buddy Daddies. I absolutely love it. Afro Owl says, you're going to be the only one who votes for Do It Yourself. I watched part of one episode and didn't stick with it. Doesn't mean that it was bad. Could have been just the mood I was in. Generally try to do three episode rule. But yeah, I'm going with Buddy Daddies. I would love to see this win. As a parent, as a dad, which again, favorite job in the whole wide world. Talking to you guys is fun. Doing army stuff is fun. Being a dad to my son is my pride and freaking joy. So yeah, Buddy Daddies. Buddy Daddies was that. Why is that covering up your comment? There's literally like this heart right there, and I cannot read the last second to last word you've got right there. For you, I guess. Was that for you? Okay, I guess I got that. Hold on one second. There we go. Best film. I've only seen 2 of these films. I've seen the Kaguya-sama and I've seen Suzume. I think it's ridiculous to even consider Shinkai film not being best film. That being said, if you guys go back and see our Suzume review, which I believe is here on the Genreverse. Where are the old AVR reviews? Right here. And it should be like one of the last reviews we did for old AVR. Yep, Suzume, nine months ago. I had a few issues with it, but it wasn't that it was bad in any means whatsoever. It's just that Your Name and Weathering with You were so much, oh my dear God. And I just rewatched Weathering with You, and I love how the kids sit there and say, you know what, I'm not going to pay for all the bullshit that you guys did, caused, and are asking me to pay for. Screw the world. Let's go get the girl. I love that. I absolutely love that. Suzume is great. It is an amazingly beautiful looking film. The car ride. Oh, there's this car ride with old Japanese pop music playing, and it is just such an amazing scene. The Kaguya-sama movie was fun. It's definitely not going to necessarily be best by any means whatsoever. I have not seen the others, so I cannot comment on them, but I'm definitely going to vote for Suzume because it's a Shinkai film. It's got Radwimps involved with it. I mean, come on now, you know? Alrighty. Best new series. Ooh. We got some competition here. Joy. How long have I been going? Hour and 14 minutes. God, I did not expect to be this long. Weathering with You is, oh God, I like it more than Your Name. And I know some people are, oh, how dare, Your Name is a freaking masterpiece. But who hurt you, Shinkai? Who hurt you? Why do you insist on torturing your characters so much? That sucks. No, like seriously, that ending, man, it's so hard. It's so hard. I love that you get a satisfying, happy ending in Weathering with You, plus the soundtrack for it. Radwimps took already existing music and added and songs and added some stuff to do Your Name, but they wrote for Weathering with You. I got to interview them for Weathering with You and learned that, and I think it shows. The soundtrack and the score for Weathering is just a step above, and Suzume was a step below. But the tease is tickling. Okay. So best new series, Zom 100. I really really enjoy it. It sucks so bad the production issues hurt that show. Oshi no Ko. I mean, it was world changing, not for me or anything like that, but it literally changed the world. Now, I'm joking. I'm joking. It had a big impact in pop culture though when you look at the opening song and some of the stuff that it tackled. There's a lot of weight there. Hell's Paradise, enjoyable, definitely in my opinion nowhere near a best new series. Even when I haven't seen Bocchi the Rock, the buzz about the two and the way people talk about them, absolutely Hell's Paradise not in there. Chainsaw Man, I know a lot of people come at it from the idea of an adaptation. I don't have that handicap. I get to look at it from anime only. Out of all of these, which one do I think is technically the best? Best written, best directed, best acted, most enjoyable? Like, that's what this is trying to encompass, right? Which to me would mean my biggest competition would make it between Chainsaw Man and Zom 100. But then there's parts of me that start going, well, objectively, if something is really good, then it should have been complete, and stuff behind the scenes should have been kept to a minimal. But then I'm like, that's not really like the fault of the series, but that's in the back of my mind. Yeah, there were several shows that had production issues. You think of Near Automata as well. And yes, Mini Bubblegum, it is a very very subjective thing. If I look at it simply from what I've been voting best on others and let it build up that way, I would kind of have to go with Chainsaw Man. Um, and I really did enjoy it. It's very subjective. I'm gonna take my friend's word on that, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with Chainsaw Man. They should add a random button. That would be fun. That would be interesting. Even if those votes don't count for an award, it would just be interesting to see how it ended up. Best continuing series. Again, this is one of those that I cannot honestly speak on. I will say that when Spy Family broke down and became more of those little segments, it was still fun, but it wasn't quite what I had been hoping for or looking for. The tennis stuff was really great last year. When you get to this season, season two, and you have like the like 5 episode boat arc, oh my god, that was great. But this isn't what's up there. I don't feel like I can vote on this. I need to have seen much more of these. One Piece, whatever. I don't hate One Piece. I really nothing. It's not for me as an anime. It's okay. Um, uh, but I have not seen enough, and it's definitely not Spy Family season one core two. I can honest Vinland Saga. That's what I'm hoping wins this. Like, this is one of those ones where I'm like, I don't know if Vinland Saga's got enough fandom to get something big like Anime of the Year. Maybe it does, but I know a lot of people really love it, and seeing it get something like Best Continuing is what I hope for fans of it. Anime of the year. We've talked and talked and talked for the last hour and 20 minutes. You guys have heard me try to rationalize everything as best I can, admitting my biases or biasness or whatever word I should use there. It takes a lot of thinking to do a stream like this, guys. Like I'm feeling more drained than I normally do just talking. Sorry. Come on, caffeine, wake me up. Um, do I really think Chainsaw Man is anime of the year? Probably not. I don't think it'll win, of course. Um, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 had a lot of hype. Bocchi the Rock and Vinland Saga have a lot of die-hard fans who might be willing to vote more often than others. We had a shocking win last year with Edge Runners, Cyberpunk. Holy crap. As for Chainsaw Man, Season 1 of Chainsaw Man has barely anything in it, while JJK and Vinland had more peak moments. And that could be very, very easily true. As a person who likes Vinland and JJK, you would pick JJK because it got more meat. Both of those from Mini Bubblegum. I don't know if I'm going to put this on the audio side of things. Probably not, but I've been reading comments just in case. I mean, look, I don't necessarily think it deserves it. Mini Bubblegum gives a good point. But I can vote for it because I really did enjoy it. And I think it has a lot of the elements that make a good anime. It really does. It might not deserve it in context for everyone, but I'm going to give it to it Chainsaw Man for me. But I really hope, I really, really hope that something other than Demon Slayer wins it. And I don't hate Demon Slayer. I don't hate Demon Slayer at all. So yeah, that's it. I think there was just a few that I said I don't feel like I could vote well enough on those, and yeah, I think we did pretty well, guys. I'm mostly happy with my picks. Let me know what you guys thought of my picks in the comments below. And there you go. Yep, there was slice of life, director, romance, main character. Yeah, yeah, I'm satisfied with that. I can cope with it. I'm good to go on that. Let me know what you guys voting for. Chainsaw Man gets better. Only gets better. Season 1 of Chainsaw Man is the worst it can offer. If that is true, and we get more of it, and it gets to, and besides the movie and what's coming after, but we get to see everything, I'm super excited because I really, truly, honestly loved Chainsaw Man. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, you guys, again, the Crunchyroll Awards, they're going to be March 2nd. There's no time yet, so stay tuned to both LRM Online and the Genreverse, as well as Crunchyroll, where you can get all of that. Wrote up an article, tells you about some of the guests and stuff. I'm going to put it in the description box. I didn't do that before the show started, but hey, you can check that out. LRM Online is a great spot for all your entertainment news, needs, opinions, so check out the website. We've been around for like 20 plus years. If you've ever wanted to write, I'm going to throw that out there. We are looking for writers. You can actually see the article here. You can write Michael, Michael, at lrmonline.com. Anything, anime, manga, comics, board game. If you're into wrestling, if it's an entertaining thing and you've got a passion for it, and you're interested in writing, drop Mike a line, say LRM contributor, and start chit-chatting, see what you guys can come up with. And of course, subscribe to this channel. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to stick around for just a couple more minutes. Tommy says, when you pick anime of the year, pick 2 type, personal favorite, and 1 which represents the year. Yours would be Pluto and Vinland Saga. Okay, that's a fair way to look at it. Afro Owl rankings, since you watched 6 out of 6 anime of the year, Bocchi the Rock. dig it, Vinland, followed by JJK, Chainsaw, Oshinoko, with Demon Slayer coming in dead last for Afro Owl. Good. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and picks on those. Excuse me. This upcoming year, we haven't even gotten to March 2nd, and I'm telling you guys, Frieren, whew, man, that show is doing something special for me. The ability to just watch it and feel completely relaxed one episode, and then another episode have some of the greatest tension ever built for a moment that is going to go down a specific way. You already know. We're talking episode 10 here. What's going to happen. Who's going to walk out and who's not. But the way they executed it, the way they showed it, oh man, Frieren's got some it's got some heft to it, man, and it's a gorgeous looking show. I'm excited to see what comes out of next year. Hopefully we get to cover. We're asked to do the stream. We will probably do a stream regardless, but hopefully we get to cover it with Crunchyroll. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, keep an eye out for our live stream on March 2nd. Yeah, guys, anyone that watches this on replay, thanks. All those that have joined me. Yes, Free Room will be up there next year for the nominations, because it started way too late. I don't remember when the cutoff was for this year, but I think it was like October or something like that. Like you had to air your first episode by then or something like that. But yeah, if you guys, thank you all that did watch and commented. Tommy and Mini Bubblegum, Afro, XYX, Mo from way back at the beginning, everyone else. If you're not subscribed, please do take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. It really help us out. I need to take a break, get some more cold medicines and stuff like that. So thank you all very, very much. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully my votes didn't piss off too many people. And I don't think my outro video has any music this time. But oh wait, J-Rock says you agree with Mini Bubblegum. That's why you hate that Chainsaw Man only had 12 episodes, because it could only get to the tip of the iceberg. People said it's bad or mid because a lot hadn't happened yet. Good points. Thank you guys so much one more time. I will see you guys on the next whatever video podcast. Well, you'll hear me on that. I'm done. Bye.